The reception of Optimus Prime in Michael Bay's Transformers Age of Extinction has been very mixed, often criticized for his anger and harsh words, among other things. But what if I told you this Optimus Prime may be the most realistic take on his character we have ever seen? So if you will, allow me to explain the magic of Optimus Prime in Transformers Age of Extinction. After the events of Dark of the Moon, the humans couldn't look past all the damage caused by alien warfare.
Never again can we allow aliens to fight our battles for us.
And this led to an ambush in Mexico City.
An ambush? A trap? Set by humans?
The task force chosen to do this was Cemetery Wind. This movie does a great job of showing just how merciless these people were. We see them brutally attack Ratchet and Leadfoot. Harold Attinger and James Savoy were willing to kill Tessa Yeager just for information. These people don't play around and they don't care about anyone. And when you throw in Lockdown alongside them, it is a recipe for success. The Mexico City ambush did so much damage to Optimus Prime physically as well as mentally. For starters, Optimus can literally pick out bullets like they are thorns and has turned to the color of dirt. Oh yeah, all while having a missile stuck inside of him for most of the time.
3 direct hits, a mortal wound. Then your men allowed him to escape.
So much pain and trauma as well. Optimus was betrayed by the humans he would and had given up his life for, and you can tell it broke him. The first thing Optimus did after being awoken was scream at the sight of humans.
I'll kill you! Oh, no! I'll kill you! Stay back!
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
He even hit Lucas on the head. This is one of the few times, maybe even the only time, that you could hear genuine fear in Optimus Prime's voice. The Mexico City ambush may have been the most traumatic experience Optimus experienced on Earth. But still, even with all that trauma, Optimus still couldn't stand the sound of someone suffering. When James was going to shoot Tessa, Optimus broke out of the barn, exposing himself. Despite the struggles, he still has the heart of a Prime, and we wonder why Optimus is always wanting to fight alone.
Get behind me. Hide, Sam! Autobots, retreat! I can't. Get out of here. It's you and me now. Cade, get out of here! This is my fight! Get away, all of you!
Optimus wants to keep his friends safe and out of danger. He would rather die or expose himself if it meant saving his friends. After Lucas was killed by Lockdown, Optimus punched the ground in anger upon transforming. He still cares, but you could argue he has become sort of twisted compared to his earlier self. One of the most controversial lines said by Optimus Prime is as follows.
Autobots, I have sworn to never kill humans. Big mistake. But when I find out who's behind this, he's going to die.
The one who, according to Frank Welker,
Optimus Prime, he really literally won't kill a fly,
basically vows to kill a human in a vengeful way. It shows that Optimus has sort of a dark side. So Optimus and the Autobots use the help of Cade, Tessa, and Shane to recon and break into Kinetic Solutions Incorporated, though Cade finds Ratchet's remains being melted down, which enrages Optimus.
They slaughtered Ratchet! I'm gonna tear them apart!
Optimus storms the building, the Autobots shooting and breaking things, trying to put an end to all this, though Joshua Joyce, the second in command in all of this, confronts them.
They're not your property. They were my friends.
Go ahead. Show us your true colors once and for all.
Just give me the word.
Innovation. What we do here is science. Because if we don't do it, somebody else will. Because you cannot stop technology.
We're not your technology.
But despite Optimus's anger, he doesn't kill Joshua, because Joshua was right. Killing Joshua would do nothing but frame the Autobots as more evil. And as TFP Optimus Prime would say,
revenge will not bring back those we have lost.
This is when Optimus's anger turns into sadness. Perhaps one of the reasons this hit so hard was because of Sentinel Prime. Sentinel was the father figure who taught Optimus most of his values, and one of Sentinel's lines in Dark of the Moon has more impact in the context of this movie.
On Cybertron we were gods, And here, they call us machines. Let the humans serve us or perish.
This phrase has more than one meaning, but it basically describes this film's plot. Cybertronians are gods compared to humans, and instead of humans realizing that and treating them with respect, the government bosses them around and eventually betrays them. The humans saw the Autobots as no more than technology and machines, dead metal for them to harvest and use.
And now at long last, we can build them ourselves. And we can build them better.
In Sentinel's first conversation with a human, Charlotte Meering quite literally says,
"It is our technology, and it must be returned."
Yes, if humans say so.
Sentinel sealing off the city in Dark of the Moon was partly to show his species' power.
It is time for the slaves of Earth to recognize their masters. Seal off the city.
I think Optimus realized what Sentinel was meaning. Human arrogance was alarming. Unless the humans serve him, they will call him a machine, useless, and backstab him, even after all he had done. Sentinel Prime was partly right about humans, but what he wanted to do about it was very un-Prime-like and evil. Saddened by this realization, Optimus decides to finally leave Earth.
You humans, after all we have done, you don't know what you've wrought upon yourselves.
Oh, but just for one scene. One thing I wish the film had explored more is what made Optimus Prime change his mind. In one scene, the Autobots say they are leaving, and in the next, they decide to fight one last time. Perhaps it was due to a sense of honor. Cade saved, fixed, and risked everything for Optimus, so Optimus probably felt the need to reciprocate it one more time. Perhaps the most important scene in this movie is where Cade talks to Optimus in the spaceship. Optimus makes a sound argument.
How many more of my kind must be sacrificed to atone for your mistakes?
The Autobots have saved the humans from their bad choices over and over, but in the end the humans turned on them. Why should they go on? But Cade argues that mistakes and accidents can lead to good outcomes.
What do you think being human means? That's what we do. We make mistakes. And sometimes out of those mistakes come the most amazing things.
Cade fixed Optimus for money. Sam happened to touch the Allspark fragment. And without those mistakes, the Earth could have possibly been doomed. It was here that Optimus realized things happen for a reason, and he has to have faith in good.
You gotta have faith, Prime.
Beneath their arrogance, humans have a heart, just one that can be overshadowed sometimes. Though this doesn't mean that this Optimus is totally pure. Before Optimus arrives at Hong Kong, he enlists the help of Grimlock and the Dinobots, and the way he does this is actually a bit questionable. At first, Grimlock refuses and attacks Optimus, so Optimus is forced to fight Grimlock and wins. But Optimus says something rather unorthodox for his character so far.
You defend my family, or die.
This is essentially Optimus enslaving Grimlock. Unless you do what I say, I will kill you. Isn't this something Megatron or Galvatron would say?
Give me the Allspark, and you may live to be my pet.
Now Optimus eventually lets them go after he's done using them, something Galvatron probably wouldn't do at this point, but this is still somewhat shocking. I think Optimus Prime realized, or rather you could say regained something. In order to stop massive chaos, he had to go against his values of no enslavement to win and to ensure no enslavement. He took after Sentinel Prime a little bit. And believe it or not, this is something Optimus Prime has done before. In Dark of the Moon, Optimus lies to Sam to keep the element of surprise.
There is no plan, and we needed them to believe we had gone.
In Revenge of the Fallen, Optimus rips out the Spark of the Fallen and crushes it. Something incredibly violent and probably over the top a little, where he later kills Harold Attinger, a human, and stabs Lockdown in the back from behind. All these things you could say are wrong, dirty, or cheap. But Optimus did these as well as other acts for the greater good or to save someone. Now, whether or not the ends justify the means is up to you. But I think in the grand scheme of things, you can say that these acts are mostly justified. A character needs to bleed, question their values, lean in other ways, and be broken to be compelling. In the first movie, we got to see Optimus grapple with the love of his brother. In the second movie, he literally died. In the third movie, he was betrayed by his father figure. And in the fourth movie, he was betrayed by his allies. Following Optimus' story in this universe, all of this was a necessary step. And it was even foreshadowed at the end of Dark of the Moon.
There will be days when we lose faith, days when our allies turn against us.
I truly think Optimus Prime's story in the Bayverse is quite good if you zoom out and think about everything. But I think his story in Age of Extinction deserves special attention.
See ya. Goodbye.